Hey, we're back. We are back. We are back to the remedy. Hi, I'm your host, Tony Pantelresco, and you're listening to us live on the Micro Effect Broadcasting Network. Um, Again, access is from www.themicroeffect.com. Okay, I was talking on the first half of the show, and I forgot to hit my recorder. So I'm going to have to record the first half after I do this show. All right. We're talking about we got to start thinking in terms of how do we stop these butt wipes from affecting us. Okay, the big key here is in this whole thing with nano infection, nano affliction, nano biotech, whatever part of the, however way you want to equate this. Um, you have to look at in regard to it works three ways. First, I deactivate you. How do I deactivate you? First, I give you glyphosates. I give you all kinds of junk food with all kinds of chemicals and all kinds of crap that, again, cause your body to become broken down, debilitated, and violated. Secondly, what do? I load you up. I load you up with things that can then assemble, grow, and attach themselves inside your system so that they can take over and incorporate themselves inside your system. Okay, so when we're looking at what is going on, the third thing we do then is we have to activate. We have to activate this technology in the system so it can assemble and it can grow and it can do all kinds of things. So when we're looking at what we can do, how we can do what we can do, first thing is this: we minimize the breakdown. If you're eating foods out of a box, bag, or can, if you're eating any kind of bread, I don't care what kind of bread it is, if you're eating any kind of grain, any kind of cereal, any kind of pasta, any kind of rice, that has to go. There is no compromise there. No quinoa, no millet, no buckwheat. None of this crap that they've been telling you in this health food industry is any good for you. It's all loaded to the gills with nano. The grains was the number one method that they violated everybody with, because everybody across the planet eats some kind of grain, some kind of bread, some kind of rice, some kind of pasta, some kind of cereal. Okay, and it's embedded right to the core. You got smart sensors, smart dust, you've got nano silica, nano silver, you've got glyphosates, you got atrazine, 2D, 2,4D, you got all kinds of crap in this stuff. When we're looking at that, that has to go. That'll be about 80% of your battle right there. Getting rid of that, getting over the addiction, because when you quit eating those things, I'm going to tell you, it's going to feel like drug withdrawal. And it's going to take you about a year to beat this. There's not going to be any mincing of words or any kind of, whatever. That's how it is. That's how bad they have corrupted you. And you are going to have your moments in time where your anger is going to flare up, and that's not a bad thing. You will then you will start to feel the wrath of what they did to you, how they pacified you and seduced you into consuming this poison. The second thing then they're going to do is they're going to load you up with nano. It's almost in every vegetation out there. It's in almost every grain you're eating, every meat you're eating. It's in the water supply. It's in your cosmetics. It's in your vitamins. It's in your drugs. It's in just about everything. So you have to really start looking at it at this stage, how to minimize the uptake of the nano. And if you can't minimize it, then how do you neutralize it? Okay, some of the things you can do is using some form of phosphorus, use some form of sulfur, some form of chelating and binding agents that go on to pull this stuff out. Okay, or to bind with it so that it doesn't have a chance to attach itself. Now, for most of us, we've been hit since 1960. Anybody born after 1960, you have this in you. You may not have been activated. You may not have been completely loaded, but it'll come. Eventually it'll come. It seems to be hitting more and more people. You're just not hearing about it. When you're looking at the next step now is frequencies. You're getting hit with high-pitched sounds, high buzzing frequencies. You're getting hit with Li-Fi, what they call sonogenetics. You're getting hit with Wi-Fi. You're getting hit with your cell phone, your iPads, your computers. Okay. Sometimes the best thing to do is to take the cell phone and throw it in the garbage. But today they've made everybody so despondently dependent on this. You have to have a cell phone. What about gluten-free bread? Okay, now let me see if I get this correctly. I was speaking in Swahili when I said no exceptions, right? You got that part, or didn't you get that? When I say no exceptions, no exceptions. Gluten-free is nothing but bullsh. And I can't say the full word, but pure bullsh. What they did is just took the protein out of the bread. The gluten was never a problem. Never was a problem. It wasn't until they genetically engineered the grains and added the nano and the genetics in the grain. That's when it became a problem. And it wasn't just the gluten. It was the glyphosates, it was the nano, and it was the silica. Now, I'm going to give you some advice. I would suggest you go to augmentinforce.com. I would also suggest you go to the nano transformation link. It's in the directory of content section. Nano transformation link. I want to make sure it's coming out in English, not Swahili. Okay? And I want you then to look at the link. From 1960, they have known that they've been putting silica in all your food, gluten-free or otherwise. You have been sacked, racked, and packed with poison. They have lied to you from day one with grains. All grains have contamination. There is no such thing as genetically or organic anything. Yeah. So when I'm telling you no exceptions, I mean no exceptions. And until you get off the bread, and I mean all the bread, you will see after 3 weeks how you're going to feel getting off all bread. And then you're going to feel really good. You're going to see all of a sudden your gut's gotten flattened, your butt's gotten smaller, your hips are more normal. And then you're going to take a slice of bread. Everybody has done this. 3 or 4 weeks into it, they decide, oh, what the heck, let me go get some rye bread, let me go get some wheat bread, oat bread, barley bread, whatever bread. They take one bite of that and they feel like they're about ready to puke. Because the bread you're eating is not bread. The bread that God gave us and the bread that they're selling us are not even remotely close. And God put gluten in bread. So I'm sure he knew something about the chemistry, about how he built things, don't you think? So what changed? Did God change his mind? Oh, we're going to alter the grain? Or did somebody fool around with the genetics? Leave it alone. I would suggest you very strongly, leave it alone. In just about every civilization that has fallen, grain was somehow involved. And we're looking back at some of this information, and we're actually thinking that this nano assault has been going on in every civilization that's ever occurred. That's what we're seeing. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing. So my point is this to you. You want to fix this? You want to beat this? You got to eliminate the cause. You got to eliminate the load. If you don't eliminate the load, you're never going to beat this thing. Because now, as long as it has access to you, it's going to activate and assemble. End of story. There ain't nothing there. There is no pussyfooting around here. There's no butt kissing here. There's nothing. I'm telling it the way it is. Been there, done that, going through it. And a lot of people are waking up on that reality as well, and they're beginning to see how bad this stuff is. So quit the grains, all of them. Do not listen to the health food horse hockey that you're being told about today. Don't know. And I'm going to tell you something else. You will start to salivate. Every time you go by a bakery, every time you go by a donut shop, anytime you go by anything that sells any kind of pastries, you'll start to salivate. That's almost like a drug withdrawal. You'll see what I mean when you make the attempt. The third thing we got to do is block the frequencies. So either you're going to paint the house with lead paint, okay, get lead powder, mix it with your paint, spread it out, mix it together so that you can spread it all over your house, or you are going to match frequency with frequency, okay, or you're going to create a distortion in your place. So either you're going to create fields of magnetic fields all around your place that can just deflect what's coming in through your windows and your doors and through your ceilings, because you have to remember, everybody around you has got Wi-Fi. Everybody around you has got their, their telephones, their cell phones and everything else. Everybody's got something going on. So those signals are going through your walls, they're going through your windows, they're going through your doors, they're going through your bedrooms, they're going through your washrooms or your kitchens, they're going through everything. So unless you've got yourself shielded and grounded correctly, you're going to get hit with these frequencies. Or you can create what I call a static discharge. There you go. I am drinking gluten-free water. So am I. So am I. Today's message must be something else. I've never had this many phone calls through a show. Holy jumping. Anyway, now, static discharge. Why are we going to create a static discharge? God will show you some things if you pay attention to what God does. Okay, He creates a lightning storm and a thunderstorm. Ever been outside in a lightning storm and a thunderstorm and you have your cell phone or your car radio on and all of a sudden you lose the signal? Kaboom! Whoop! Yeah. Flat, dead air. Ever notice that? A high, strong electrical discharge will create dead air. Now, for those of you who've got those little electrical stunners, those 5 million volt jobs or 20 million volt jobbers, whatever. Okay. Next time you hear a frequency, take that out and fire it up. Walk around the room and go zap, 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 zap. Okay. Watch what happens. All of a sudden it's dead quiet. All of a sudden there's no noise. Dead quiet. It's a discharge. It's a discharge. High, powerful discharge. Now, you can't walk around all day long firing this thing, and I understand that, but you can make a Jacob's ladder. A Jacob's ladder basically is creating two poles joining to each other, and you're creating a bit of a short which creates an electrical flow between two metal apparatuses. Okay, so if you don't know what a Jacob's ladder is, there's a biblical reference. You can read that too, wouldn't hurt. But you can also look at some of the stuff on YouTube about Jacob's ladder. And if you set that to a timer where every hour you can have the thing run for about 5 minutes, it'll create an electrical discharge which will jam any frequency coming through your door or through the ceiling or through the wall. Or you can make a Tesla coil or a coil that will create a discharging effect. You can even use an old car coil that you used to have in the old cars. Go to an old junkyard or go to an old auto parts and see if you can find an older model. They usually run about $10 or go on eBay. Create something that you can just every so often fire a discharge. Zap. Whatever. And all of a sudden you'll get quiet. You'll get silence. You'll get this calm in the air. This is what happens in nature. If an electrical discharge goes through the air at a high velocity, it wipes every frequency out. It breaks any pattern or connection that frequencies may have. So when we're looking at some of the stuff that we can do, these are some of the things that we can prepare very easily for ourselves and have around. You don't have to spend a lot of money. The simplest way you can do it is if you've got a secondhand store, and they got one of those old antenna, those old rabbit ear type things, the old rabbit ears on the TV. You can buy one of those. They've already got the things connected to a wire. All you got to do is connect them to either a transformer or some kind of discharging unit, or connect it to your little zapper. If it's got enough power, it'll run a charge through those antennas. You'll see it's a kind of thing, And away you go. Away you go. If you can create coils that can constantly pulse throughout the day, that also may, again, deflect any direct hits or direct assault on your system. This is how it works. We break you down, we load you up, and then we activate you. And in the activation, we assemble the circuitry so it becomes more and more in depth, intense, and connected. You are loaded to the last layer of skin. You are loaded in the cells. You're loaded in the skeletal tissue. You are loaded in your organs. Okay, for the men, it's in your sac. For your women, it's in your ovaries. It's in everything. So it's now a matter of detoxing this stuff down, getting it down to a lower level, a lower load where your body can manage it, your immune system can manage it, because some of you are so broken down you think you're going to die. And I'm going to tell you something else about this as well while we're at it. Voice-to-head technology will be very, very, very prevalent while this is going on. And you're going to have thoughts pop into your head that you think, where the bleeding hell did that come from? Okay? And it'll be all kinds of stuff. You'll be hearing violent thoughts, sexual thoughts, weird thoughts, perverted thoughts, insane thoughts. Thoughts that make you afraid, thoughts of memories that will be extracted from your head. There will be no quota here. This is going to be done so that you understand that you're going to have to develop a backbone. You're going to have to get off your backside, and you're going to have to take the bull by the horn here. There ain't nobody going to be able to do it for you. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to come along and say, I'm Superman. Dun, da, da. You are going to have to fight. Okay? You're going to be like a seed planted in the ground. You got to break the soil in order to come out and come alive. You're going to have to break these barriers to get through. And the thing is, you can do it. You can do it. Like I said, you got to quit believing what you aren't and start believing what God made you to be. An achiever, a doer, a succeeder, a winner. In God you win. In God you win. The Bible says, if God be for us, who can be against us? Well, hell, if God's with you, you can't lose. Just stay the course. Stay the course. Stay the course. Stay the course. That's all I can tell you. Stay the course. You are not going to win this by, following some guru. No, there ain't no guru out there that's going to give you the information. There's only one other guy and other people that have used these things that we're talking about that can help you out in guiding you what to do. You're going to have to do the work. Nobody is going to have to be able to do the work for you. You're going to have to basically detox this stuff out. You got to minimize putting stuff in, and if you can't minimize putting stuff in, then you got to start putting the antidote with the poison in order to minimize its access to you. No other way. We are being forced to go through the press, and what comes out will be the dross, and what gets through will be the pure. That's how it is, that's the way it is, and that's where we're going. Or the other option is, you can be assimilated by the occult. You can be turned into an AI construct, a peripheral, lose who you are, what you are, be forever trapped into an abyss. That's basically what it's boiling down to. Go through the fire, leave behind that's meant to be left behind, and move forward. That's it. I don't think there's anything else you can say other than that's in the simplistic terms what it is. All right, before I go on, I'm always talking about the Microfreq Broadcasting Network and need to, again, is give them your support, give them what you can, help them out, keep them going, keep them flowing. You're getting shows like this that can actually help you and keep you in the fight, keep you going, keep you strong. So give them a hand any way you can. You got ByeByeBlueSky.com, another activist that's out there. She got targeted, she got hit pretty hard. She's bouncing back and coming back strong. You got Brian396, who also was targeted and hit, and is also out there strong as blazes. You got Gag Canada. You got myself, who also has been targeted strong, and we're coming back strong and hitting. So, check out the sites, get the information, get what you need, get going on this. You need whatever you can get going. There's no other way around it. You can also go, like I said, check out on the YouTube, Small Love True. She's also out there, again, doing what she can, helping what she can. She is doing it to it, got some great work out there. She Go check her out as well. Anybody out there that is doing something needs to be recognized, not because you want to put them on the platform or make them an idol, but to recognize that other people, not just a small group, are getting involved to make a difference. So check them out. Check them all out. You also got my website, augmentedforce.com. I encourage you all to start looking at the terahertz frequencies links. Pay attention to that. Start paying attention to those nano links. You need to really pay attention and focus on this. This is so far advanced, and you're so far behind some of you. So you need to really take a look at this. Check it out. You also got the catalog link. Feel free to access the catalog link. If there's something there that I may help you with, feel free to give me a shout. I also do consultations. And if you see something on the YouTube that isn't in the catalog link, chances are I will make it for you as well. Alrighty, check them. Oh yeah, independz@yahoo.com is the way to get a hold of me. INDEPENDZ@yahoo.com. Or you can contact me at 519-977-5351. Alrighty. So, in the gist of it all, you're in for the battle. You know, I often said many times, I've read from the verse the Bible says that there is no discharge from war. And when I was younger, I never could figure that verse out. What war? What war are we in? What are they talking about? It's almost as if the Bible was talking from another dimension, from another directive, or another place, And now I see that war. I see that war so clearly now. And when I looked at those verses in the song, "Eye in the Sky," or "The Electric Eye," if you haven't looked at that one, that by Judas Priest, I believe. Electric Eye, that's all artificial intelligence. And with the eye in the sky, there's a section there where they're showing you how they're going to control what you feel and what you say. It's all in there. It was hidden in some sort of melodic or melody type tune. So you just sang the song, but you didn't even know what words you were singing or why you were singing. And these are off frequencies attenuated to program. It was programmed us, programmed a lot of us. And now a lot of us are trying to shake the programming. And I'll tell you, it's a pain in the butt. When 20 years of your life or 25 or 30 years of your life have been programmed by this very theme. And look at the kids today. What are they listening to? This hardcore. It's all about war. These people are going to get slaughtered. Understand that, we are in war. Understand, nobody would kill themselves. Nobody would set out to poison the atmosphere, poison the food supply, poison the water table, poison the components you're utilizing. Nobody would do this to themselves. Nobody. So you have to look at this as somebody's assaulting mankind. Somebody is assaulting mankind. And they've created such a division on the planet with people. Those of us who are waking up are realizing that this is baloney. Total baloney. So again, I'm telling you to pay attention. Take a look at what's going on. When you start looking at some of the stuff in your past, especially those of you, again, from the 50s and 60s era, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get, the more you see, the more angry you're going to become. The more livid you're going to become to seeing what they did and how they did what they did. You are going to be livid. The more I see, the angrier I get. All right, I hear the music. I think I hear the music. Is that music I'm hearing? Yes. All right, listen. We'll see you next Tuesday or Thursday. We'll see you Thursday. Till then, brainstorm. Take care. Okay, I'm continuing the recording of the broadcast. What happened was, the early half of the show, I started talking, and I forgot to hit the record button. So what I did is I recorded the second half. So you're going to get the second half first, and then the first half secondly. I hope that made sense. I started off the show by giving links to some places that are online that talking about how Brian 3969, we always collaborate and we are always exchanging whatever, information, data, research. We're constantly trying to find better solutions than what we're doing. So anyway, he finds this thing on YouTube, and it's called, when you go to YouTube, it's called Flat Earth Man is Back Puppet Show. So if you haven't heard this, by all means go check it out. It's done by Conspiracy Music Guru. Uh, uh, Flat Earth Man is Back Puppet Show. An ISS expose funny. It's hilarious. I listened to this thing 5 times, and I wanted, and I presented in the show that for those of you who are using the carbon C60, you dummies. You dummies. When you watch this, I've been saying this forever, that the NASA theatrics to sell the C60 is out there, and that's what they're pushing out there, and that's what they're propagating. So after you watch this video, and you see how NASA has propagated the deception and the manipulation of the truth, nobody in their right mind would trust them to sell them shoelaces, much less something you take internally. And again, the fellow that does this, the Conspiracy Music Guru, he really, really did a fine job. Done the whole expose, done it all, basically broke it all down. And he's got another one. Do you still believe we went to the moon? Anyway, check it out. I find it was hilarious. I found this, not only was it hilarious, but it presented the problem with the internet. For a lot of you guys, for a lot of people, you get caught up with the theatrics. You get caught up with the bullshit, and you get caught up with the sales. And you don't really realize who's doing the selling. I mean, any institution that will tell you that they're dumping lithium in the sky to monitor the weather, knowing full well the effect of lithium on the general population, is not somebody you'd want to trust. And when you look at all these special force agencies like the Mossad and CIA and DARPA and NSA and NASA, this is all one, MI6, this is all one in the same group, just different factions of it. So when things are being developed and sold through these institutions, you got to be careful what the hell you're listening to. It's important that you recognize that these guys don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care if they hurt you. And all the studies on the C60 were never done on people. You are the study. You are now how they're figuring out what to do and how to manipulate you through frequency by adding this into your DNA. Contrary to what they tell you, it doesn't come out. Not the way they're telling you anyway. Now there's another thing that I did. I was again collaborating with different people with different ideologies, and everyone is basically putting aside their whatever their differences or whatever their divisions were. And we're now looking at how we're being screwed, how we're being violated through a divide and conquer methodology, and how we're being screwed with the aspect of how they're poisoning us through seduction and manipulation and mind control. So I looked at eye in the sky and the electric eye, and so I broke it down, and so another person put it up on a site. Smo Louvetru. She's got YouTube's as well. Go check her out. But she put this up. She helped me put this up, and basically you can go to well, if you type in eye in the sky, Wix, I think Wix well, hold on. How does she do this? Well, you may not be able to type it that way. I'll have to do it. See what else we did here. But she's got a PDF. It's called docswixsite.com, and it's a PDF. And if you look up Eye in the Sky or Docs PDF on Wix, you'll see that in there. I've got the the lyrics to Eye in the Sky, and when you actually look at it, you can see they're talking about artificial intelligence. They're also talking about how they're going to manipulate your, controlling your emotions and controlling what you say. Some of the words you don't say words you're going to regret. Don't let the fire rush to your head. This is a machination control dictating how to behave, take away the passion, and stifle freedom of expression. That's what that was really all about. I am the eye in the sky looking at you. I can read your mind. That is the predictability program of artificial intelligence. I am the maker of rules dealing with fools. Fools are people who are asleep. Foolish enough to allow themselves access to this. I can cheat you blind. The machine knows you better than you do. And I don't need to see anymore to know that I can read your mind. It can formulate what you're going to say and how you're going to respond just by, again, putting certain things out there. Then the electric eye. My laser trace everything you do. You think your private lives. Think nothing of the kind. There is no true escape. I'm watching all the time. That's AI. That's li-fi. That's sonogenetics, phonogenetics, satellite transmissions, telephones, cell phones, refrigerators, printers, TVs, computers, all collecting data, all spying on you. When you walk into a grocery store, getting hit with a blue beam and facial recognition programs, knowing that you're going to be a little bit out of kilt when you walk in there for a second or so because you're getting hit with these frequencies. I'm made of metal, my circuits gleam. I'm perpetual, I keep the country clean. I am elected electric spy. I'm protective electric eye. Artificial intelligence is going to be waging war on planets, on countries. Always in focus. You can't feel my stare. I zoom into you, but you don't know I'm there. That is right now happening. This was done back in 1979. I was talking about how irate I get when I look back at some of the stuff I'm reading today and going back over some things and seeing how stupid my generation was. We didn't have a clue this was going on. We had no idea what was going on. We were seduced, reduced, and trashed, literally. Electric eye in the sky, they feel the stare, so always there, nothing you can do about it. Develop and expose, I feed upon your every thought, and so my power grows. Every time you throw shit up in the cloud, you're feeding the artificial intelligence. You're giving it more and more data about you. Every time you take a selfie, you dumbasses, they're sending this information to the artificial intelligence. It's collecting more and more data. And by the selfie you give it, it's studying you, studying what you're doing, and understanding how to predict what to say and how to say it and to send it to you. The technology we have today has all been designed to hijack and control and to diminish and to further devolve mankind into a lower state. A more manageable state, an easier state where microchips and technology and nanobots can infiltrate a host and take it over, turning you into the perfect mindless drone they want you to be, and then feed on your DNA until all that's left is your time to expire. That's what they're doing. And this again was all done way back in the day, way back in the 1970s. So again, something to check out, something to look at, something to read. When you read the words and you read the lyrics, you will begin to wake up and become totally astonished and angry that this was going on. This has happened, and this has been being perpetrated as some kind of some kind of musical entertainment. We don't get it. We're not. The entertainment part of all this is again by design to create in you whatever they want, to lead you down the way they want you, to lead you, to manipulate you. There is no nirvana, this imagined place that they send you to. It's just a trap to trap you in a state of thought or processing where all you are is what they want. I explained also in the first half that, okay, a lot of us who are older have seen the cycles of life. I've seen it cycle itself 3 times in the 60 years I've been alive. And what I've seen is a circle that you walk through when you first walk through it, you get through it relatively quick. The second circle, and it's the same circle the second time around, except it's expanded. And the third circle you see, again, is further expanded. And all you're doing is repeating the different venues you're going through. You're not even seeing any changes because you're trapped in a cycle. You can't see the truth. There's no way you can see the truth because of the tethering, because of the frequencies, and because of the manipulations. I tell people to read John 3:3. Take a look at that. Take a hard look at that. What he's saying, it's all biological. He's talking about biology there. You got to be first born, then you got to have a spirit or a soul, and then you come alive. Then you wake up to God and to the truth. And until that moment happens, all you are is following the program. This is why God hates religion. All religions do the same thing. They will not get you any closer to God. None of them will. They will keep you in a religious circle so that you keep on going in a circle and repeating the same thing day in and day out, not going any further in your evolution with God or a relationship with God. You can't go any further because you're stuck in that loop. Christ was the only one that told us how to get out of the loop, and he was the only one that showed us how to go home. We have to leave the planet. Leave it. Leave everything about it behind. That's basically what he was showing. So again, have a look. Take a walk on the wild side. Read the data. Read the information. Check out things. See what's going on. You might be surprised and awakened to some of this stuff. You might see all of a sudden you're seeing things and you're wondering, what the heck? Why didn't I see it before? You might listen to other songs and other lyrics and see some of the things. Like I talk about the Deep Police by Cheap Trick. They point to the light and say they're afraid to go to bed because they're going to be in their head. Okay, that's li-fi. When you got the li-fi and the sonogenetics going on, basically you're getting hit with a sound frequency on which goes into the head, which then is causing this ringing of the head, and you're picking up that frequency. This is why you can't sleep or why you can't think sometimes, or you're losing all forms or you get all lethargic. So this is why, they're hitting us with so many different frequencies. It's all about programming. It's all about breaking you down, all about making you do whatever. I mean, how many times you've gotten into an argument with people who are trying to tell you the truth, and you immediately respond with a negative and you don't know why you said it. Have no clue. So media, no way, you're full of shit, blah, 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 whatever it is that you say. And then after a while, you find out later that, wow, maybe that guy wasn't so crazy. Maybe he was telling us the truth. Maybe we should listen more. Just a concept. Just an idea. So like I said, when we're listening to some of the stuff, some of the music of even today, be careful. A lot of it is based on the occult. A lot of it is very occultic. I could only watch so much of that. Another colleague of mine was telling me about another group called 9 Inch Nail or something, so I listened to that. Holy jumping. Demonic to the core. Okay, it's all it is, just demonic to the core. You might want to get your young people not to listen to that anymore. It's seductive, it's hard, it keeps them entrenched, especially if it's connected to the phone. But the less they are listening to it, the more they're going to be free of the occult, because this is designed to get them into the occult full on, full force, full give. So like I said, just be aware of that. And then when you see some of these music videos and you see some of these performers, it's like, holy cow, what are they doing? What are they doing? It's all, again, a trap. It's all a mind game. It's all designed to keep you in a state of stupid. All designed to keep those frequencies running into you so they can keep you in the state of walking in circles all your life, And with the added additions of chemtrails and nanoparticles and DNA, AIs, it's going to rapidly change even faster and further. So pay attention to what's going on. Stay tuned to what's going on. Again, think of ways to come with countermeasures. And the second half, which is going to be the first half you listen to, is where we started talking about what we could possibly do is in a countermeasure situation where we could, if you're getting hit with frequencies or getting targeted, to have something on you to help, again, disperse any frequency that might be coming your way. Something to think about. Okay, I think we're going to wind it down. Let you guys know. Thanks for tuning in. We'll probably see you Tuesday to do another one. But till then, brainstorm. Come up with ideas, shielding ideas, filtering ideas, neutralizing ideas. You're going to need to know this stuff, So I encourage you to, do your best, do your part, do your research, test everything you research, test it, test it, test it. I can't stress that enough so you don't wind up, taking something you shouldn't be taking. All right. Till Thursday. Tune in. We'll see where we go from there. Take care.